come in the room. Come in the room, come in the room. Come in the room, come in the room. Yeah.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome back to the safe place. As you guys can see, we're not really in the room, but we're still in the room. We're actually in the kitchen. Yeah. So how do you guys feel? I'm sorry to put it out there, but how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good.
Why do you feel good?
I feel good because today we got to go out and actually do discipleship. Like we got to hit the streets, spread the word about our ministries, spread the word about impacting the Midlands.
Come on, impacting the Midlands.
And so I feel good. I feel good that we were able to reach people.
Absolutely.
Somebody may want to know what's impacting the Midlands.
Okay, so Tiffany, what is impacting the Midlands?
Wow. Oh, wow.
I mean, she just put herself out there like that. So what is impacting the Midlands?
So, by the time this episode reaches you, we have already impacted the Midlands. But impacting the Midlands is a community outreach that we will be doing on October 19th at our new location in Columbia, CTC Columbia location. We're excited and we are definitely impacting the Midlands. We want all the kids to come out. It will be a big thing. I would say baptism. We're excited about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Baptism will be there. We'll be excited. But yeah.
Good. Momo, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good today.
You feel good?
Yeah. I never promised to elaborate.
Okay, so you feel good. What does good mean?
Good for me means I'm coming to a place of understanding.
Okay.
And
I like that.
greater revelation for me. That's what good means. And just all of what he's showing me about grace and mercy has been a really big thing. So that's why I'm good in understanding that.
Her.
Okay. Period. Stephanie. Stephanie.
Well, you know, days like this, I wish.
Why?
I heard her voice and I was like,
I know exactly what I said.
right now.
Why?
I feel wonderful. I really do. Genuinely feel really good.
Okay. Why do you genuinely feel wonderful?
Because we got out and we actually gave people Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it really like just sparks a fire and you just, I really feel good. I can't really explain it, but I just feel good.
That's good. So I feel good too.
Oh.
Yeah, elaborate.
I knew it was coming. Well, since you asked. And I feel good because I was telling you guys that one of the young boys said that he needed to get transportation. So in that moment, the Lord was like, you guys will literally be a vehicle to those who need Christ, those who need salvation, those who need a church home, like whatever it is that the Lord is calling us to be, we're going to be that vehicle. We're going to be that transportation that they need. So that's why I feel real good. I was super excited about this. So for the people, our family that's watching, we're going to be eating. We're going to be doing what we do. We have girl talk, eating chips, subs, whatever. So when y'all see us munching up, grab you a sub, okay? Alright, y'all. So I want to do this. I want to do this icebreaker that our good sis Lexus. So if y'all feel some type of way, blame Lex, because this ain't even me. So
Here we go.
alrighty. I have my camera out. I have my video. And I'm going to pass the phone to the one who...
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to pass the phone to the one who is always singing. No matter where we at, whether it's in the car, at the grocery store, at the mall,
In the bathroom.
she is always singing. Okay? So, here you go, Tanisha. I didn't see that one coming to.
Y'all, no, they did not.
Yeah, always.
So, I'm going to pass the phone to the one who is always being petty. Which one is this going to be? No. I'm going to pass the phone to the one.
How you gonna switch it up?
Yeah, she would have had to pass it to two people.
I knew you were gonna pass it to that. So that's why.
You know what? I'm going to pass the phone on to the one who is always praying. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh Lord. Right. So I'm gonna pass.
Is he praying?
She got these real quick.
Lord, who do this? Check the Father.
Right. I'm trying to figure out who I want to come for. Oh, and so I'm gonna go for the one. I'm gonna pass the phone to the one who is always changing their voice, always turning something into a song. It could be flowers and we'll turn it into a song. I'm gonna pass this over to you, my good sis.
Thank you. I guess she came for me. In all my days.
See what me?
You know what I'm doing.
Please don't do that.
Let the people know how you live.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna pass my phone.
You know what?
Over
I just want to eat my food. That's it.
to the one that I know gonna tell me if I ain't matching. She gonna tell me that I need to put some moisturizer in my hair. And she always try to steal my earrings. Here you go, my good sister.
I get to pass it to myself. I get to pass it out. Oh, I forgot.
She ain't go.
So I'm gonna pass it to my twin. And
No, I'm just kidding. Nope. I'm passing to a person that's stingy with these coins. She always stingy with the coins, but she always asking for the dollars. Just give me my money.
Can I get $20?
well, she ain't.
You owe me $40.
But since we right here, okay?
Okay.
That was cute.
There she go. Can I get $40?
When I ask for the money, it don't just be for just random stuff, okay? I need my Amazon card, my TikTok card, and I don't want to spend my money, so if you just give me your money,
That's
then-
why y'all are like right now.
Nope, that's it. Now we understand. We got the key. Can I borrow $40 from both of y'all? Matter of fact, can I have 40? Ain't no can I borrow?
The
Give me
answer is-
$40.
What mom said? Oh no. Oh no. So, rolling on back, what are we talking about today? Anybody want to tell the people what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I vote Tanisha.
We are going to be talking about church experience today.
Yes. Yes. So I know a lot of people are talking about church hurt, but we want to switch it up a little bit and talk about our experience in church. So I got a conversation starter for us, right?
Okay.
Alrighty. What would you say to the younger you who just started in leadership in church? What would you say to her? What age do we actually start leadership though?
I would have
20.
it's like 20, 21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah.
I would say it's about 21.
About 21.
I think I would say it's okay to make mistakes. Like, you're not gonna get everything right. You not perfect.
Yeah.
And it's okay to give yourself grace. Even if others don't give you grace, you give yourself grace because God says He's giving us grace. So that's what I would say to my younger self.
I would tell a 21-year-old Santana, baby girl, run. Okay. Just kidding.
I can take my answer.
Run and run. I'm just kidding. But no, I would tell her that you don't have to get everything right. Right? Be okay with making mistakes. Be okay with apologizing and then also getting it right. Be okay with looking at other leaders that God is allowing you to trust in that season, so that you can know how to be a great leader yourself.
That's
just
good.
taking notes, and yeah, that's what I tell her.
Oh, don't run. Let me tell you
Don't
why you
run.
don't run. Because you're still going to go right back the way God wants you at. Watch,
Yeah.
I'm right here today. I ran.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. But guess what? I done put those.
You can win. You remember that time?
This is a no judgment zone.
I'm just kidding. We just kidding.
But no, seriously, don't run. Just embrace it. And honestly, just build a relationship with God for yourself.
Yes.
And identify God's voice early on. Like, make that a mission to know God's voice and be obedient to his voice. I think that right there is the game changer for my younger self.
I like that.
Can before you go, can you tell them how do they learn God's voice early on? Like, what is it that they need to do so they make sure they understand God's voice?
You first of all, you need to build a relationship with God. That and building a relationship with him is getting to know him.
Yeah.
The best way to do that is digging in the word and being serious about prayer time.
Yes.
Not only just speaking, but having time to meditate and listen.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the start.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
She made me forget what I was gonna say, but it's all good. But what I would say though is, I would tell my younger self to speak up. If you know things aren't right, and if God is burdening you with the things that are right and the things that He has compassion for, and His house, His bride, speak up. Because if you don't speak up, who will? And especially if you're a bold kind of person like me, I would say speak up and speak out. And it's okay to feel like, hey, they're gonna come for me. But if God is saying what He's saying, don't be afraid to be the voice that is against the grain, against whatever, like, don't be, all, out of character, but it's a way that you can still present the light and present God and present, structure, all while still doing your duty in ministry. So I would say speak up.
That's good.
Y'all, cause I don't know. I guess leadership, it just depends how you define it, because you could still be like a leader in your own home, like trying to help, and so there's different things for everybody. So it's not just in church. It can sometimes be raising your children. And honestly, from that point, I would say spend as much time as possible soaking in the Father's presence, because that's going to be key in how not only you get peace, but how you can lead everybody else if you get poured back into first. Because if you can't pour from an empty cup.
Nope.
So if you don't spend time with Him to get filled with Him and to get instruction from Him, you can't lead nobody. So that's what I would say.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's the truth though. Like, when you think about most leaders in the Bible, like when you think about Moses, when you think about Abraham, when you think about even Joshua, like, there were moments where they had to go away, get instruction, and then come back and relay the instruction. Even Jesus himself.
I was just gonna say, even Jesus.
Yeah, even Jesus stealed away, talked to the Father, and then came back with instruction. So, like, young, old, or whatever stage you're in, and you're leading in ministry or in your home, like Sister Monique said, you need to be saturated in prayer, because you're only gonna get so far in your own strength, and then that's when the burnout comes, and it's easy for deception to come in, because now you are worn out because you went in your own strength.
Also, another thing that I would tell you, Tanisha always used to tell me this a lot. Hey, if you don't have the answer, go up. Don't make up nothing.
Right. That's right.
Don't try to act like you know the answer. If you don't know, ask somebody higher than you. Like, if it may be somebody else above you. It may be God. It may be, a leader, somebody else above you. Hey, if you know you don't know the answer, and it's somebody you're talking to, or if it's yourself, hey, it's okay to go up. That means, hey, Santana, I don't know the answer, but I do know somebody who can.
Yes.
Go talk to Mo.
That's so
She
good.
know the answer, and it'll take the weight off of you.
Yes.
You won't be burdened like, did I give them the right answer? Did I say the right thing? Did I push them in the right place? No, because then you have done released that, and then you have taken them to the right source.
Yeah.
So I would say go up. That's good.
That's good.
That's good. That's like, okay. So when you were saying that, if you know, you know. If you don't, go up.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
No, but for real though, because remember we had an episode previously where we were talking about like people seeing you as like almost like idolizing you because now I always have the answer. No, we don't always have the answer. Like it's certain things that I know I cannot ask Stephanie. I'm not asking Stephanie about hair stuff because that's not where she leads at. I'm gonna ask Tiffany because this is where she leads at. So it's knowing like, okay, what direction do I point people in if I don't have an answer? And not being prideful, like it's gotta come from me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in leadership, back then, it makes you feel like you always gotta have the answer.
Oh yeah.
And then, like you said, that causes burnout. So we know that we all have been through like different transitions in our life, no matter what age it may have been. So whoever can jump in, how was your transition? Like who or how did you get through it? Who was there? Like what voices did you have? Or what community did you have to help you get through the transition? Everyone can talk about that.
Crickets.
I'm ready to talk about that.
Okay.
Go, you go first.
So for me, when I first started out and I was hungry for the word, as when I was younger, it was easy for me to transition. So if he told me to leave, I would leave. And when different things would transpire, he would make me stay for me to learn a lesson from it. It wasn't necessarily because I wanted to be there or that things were right or perfect, but it was he was teaching me something before he could release me to go. And then other instances, it was just easy because I had a hunger. Because now I kind of outgrown this place. And so it was more of me leading as he led me versus like a whole, like different people during different seasons of that time had something that I needed. And so it was time for me to learn from them. And then when I've outgrown that, I kind of transitioned naturally. But then somewhere along the line, as I got older, it kind of made it a little hard. And I had children and it kind of got a little complicated. But it really shouldn't be because I should just obey God.
Right.
It shouldn't be, but sometimes we make it be more complicated than what it needs to be to make those different transitions when he's calling you to a different place.
Right.
So that's just my take on it.
That's good. For me, to start, my transition was really rough. Like transitioning from a place that I had been in for a very long time and in a leadership role, it was difficult at first. And to make a decision because I needed to do what was best for my well-being in the moment. It felt selfish, but it was so necessary. And so I made the transition. You said what helped. So Safe Place, honestly, is what helped me in the beginning. Like, no, seriously. Because if it wasn't for joining the Safe Place community, because before you see what we're doing here, there was Safe Place with me once a week via Zoom. And it was just this community of women, intimate, and I was able to walk out how I felt in a safe place and with women that was pouring back into me. Like I remember that first call, I broke down crying. I had no intentions on breaking down, and I broke down so hard. But the minute I was able to start speaking stuff out in a safe environment, I was able to start healing. And so then from there, like I kept healing all the way up to the point where I joined the Brook. Now I joined the Brook and they were a part of my healing process. And then finally, I'm now part of CTC, Connection to Christ. And it's like the icing on the cake because now I have leaders that are safe for me. I'm not, everybody have their preferences or what worked for them, but that it was safety for me. And so that was like the icing on the cake for my transition. So like, was it hard? Yes, it was a lot of crying. It was a lot of, Lord, this is confusing. Like, I had a lot of, if I have to be honest, a lot of mental breakdowns because I felt so lost.
Yeah.
And so, like, I hit all the points.
Yeah.
But community
Yes.
helped me transition. I would have never been able to sit here if I didn't have community.
Yes. Community is so important. If you guys don't have it, join the safe place when it come back up.
No, for real.
She's serious. Yeah. As you were talking, I was just thinking about which transition, because it's been a lot. And I know that people try to make it seem like there's always bad in transition, but there's good in transition.
Yes.
There is my last place, which was Fort City Church. Absolutely love the church. I was one of the leaders over the connections department. And you know how you go through things and God have you placed in certain place because of where He's about to take you and you can use it, right? So I truly believe that transition was necessary and it was good. It wasn't a bad breakup. It was good, left with great words to just keep pushing the bridges forth. So now into this new place, what helped with the old place, an old transition, I would say would be God.
Yeah.
It was truly Him. And also having people in your ear that's speaking the same language and that's pushing you and not pulling you. So there's a difference. You have those who want to pull you and those who are going to push you. You have the herders and you have the helpers. So definitely get you some helpers. Definitely pushers in your life that's going to speak the same language. So and you see these ladies here, they definitely help with the transition. But this new place that I'm in, I never thought it was possible, right? Being in a bigger church, you can seem so small in such a big place. Even with being in leadership, it was still like, all right, God, like I knew that it was something more. Nothing, not knocking my old leaders, absolutely love them, but I needed something more. So now being in this new place where I have the best. Okay, the best prophetess, okay, and apostle. Like my sister said, no knock to anyone else, but the best leaders that pushes me. And there was a lot of places in my life where I still felt that there was fear, but to have them speak to it, and they didn't even know it. Speak to it, that would get me like, all right, you got it. God's gonna use you. Just all the great things. Yes. I'm forever grateful to be a part of CTC Columbia, CTC Augusta, Nigeria, Texas, all the places. So that's my listen. Okay, ooh.
I can piggyback off that. Yeah, my transition from our last place to the new wasn't terrible at all. Like there was no trauma there. Yes. It was a breeze transitioning. But I think before the transition, wondering like, because, all right, am I supposed to make this move? And trusting God in the process and Him giving confirmation after confirmation. Like, this place is good. This place has definitely helped me heal. Yeah. I had been getting fed the word. I mean, the brook lays down the word. Okay, period. He preaches Bible to the core. But it was more that I was yearning for because it's not much of the 5-4, which I knew that's what God was calling me to, right? So I needed to be set up under a certain teaching. Yeah. And I think the size of the church is what kind of made me a little nervous to transition from, previous places or whatever. And so it was like, well, I'm kind of hiding at the brook because everybody already in their respectable places. So it's like, well, what more? How can I grow here? Right? Yeah. And not for Stephanie's game, but had I stayed, would I actually push myself or would I allow myself to hide?
That's good.
And so he was like, I called you to greater. I called you to more than just to be a seat warmer. Even if you just hiding in the choir, you're still hiding behind a whole bunch of people, right? And so I think that's what did it for me as far as the transition and the love of the folks who welcome you in. Like you say, he spoke to the fears. Yes. Definitely. Without even knowing they were speaking to the fears or just needing that encouragement that I didn't even know I needed. And then you started pulling things out that I didn't realize was there. I was like, yep, I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be here. And so when that door came open, I could not leave that night without.
Right.
Okay, he would not let me leave that night. So, and that's exactly what I told our leaders. Like, I can't walk out these doors without joining this search. Like, God is not gonna let me. And so it was when I put the letter in, the email in, to let them know. It was like, best wishes to you. We wish you the best.
Exactly.
And that makes you want to go back and fellowship. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was wonderful.
You talk about the day that we joined. When we was heading back from Tulsa, and it was like this urge of we need to get there. We didn't have no intentions on coming at all, but I knew that there was something that was going to happen in that place, and I just wanted to get there. We couldn't listen to it on our phones because we was in the airplane. But I was just like, honey, we got to get there. So we got in the car. We was just, all right, let's turn it on. So we turned it on. We was like, we got to get there. Not knowing that it was a setup for a door to be open for us to come on in. So I will never forget that. February.
What was that time?
She said it feels very double.
If it wasn't on camera, I would throw this at y'all. Sister. I was
Now we got trash on the
This how they really act. This how they
we
really
showing
act.
y'all the real.
It's the real.
It's the real.
Uncut.
Let's say y'all messing up her
Oh gosh, like I wonder though, like for those who may, I guess, not always have a great church experience. I wonder if that's because of something not necessarily of the church, but something like deep within them because of certain experiences that they had. The hurt and the trauma. Because sometimes we take that in going into a place that we sometimes don't receive everything that we're supposed to receive. Because guards are already up. We give everybody side eyes. Been so guilty of that multiple times, and so we don't ever give people the opportunity, or for God to get an opportunity to work in us and through us where He's planted or where He's planting us. So
And can I say with that was me. Like I was definitely the one that was like, let me just sit here, let me just mind my little business, let me just go to church. I'ma just sit here. I don't want no friends, I don't want no partners. I got my own partners already. We good. But then God was like, no. If I called you here and I planted you here, I have purpose for you here. So there's you can't just be in your secluded bubble and walking in purpose. It's no way you can do that. So I'm just like, oh man. Then he just it's so funny how I was thinking like, hey, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get healed, I'm gonna get in this place where I'm good, as our apostle can say, you're good. But God was like, nah, in this season, you're gonna have to work your way through healing. You're gonna have to serve your way through healing. You're gonna have to keep pushing, because if I let you sit, you will be stagnated. If I let you sit, your ministry will still be set on. If I let you sit, then you won't be in the full capacity that I call you to be. If I let you sit, the time will pass you, and you won't be in the right standing place that I called you to be. If I let you sit, then freedom won't be in the room. Victory won't be in the room. I call myself victory. So if I let you sit, they won't experience victory. And so in that point, I was like, okay, Lord, because you said so.
That's it.
Because you said so.
At thy word.
Because you said so. So now it's off of Him and it's on me to make a decision. Like, hey, I told you to do a thing. Now, if you don't, then you'll be in the seat of scornful. Like, you'll be in a place where, hey, I told you to do something and you was rebellious. And I don't want to be in that seat. I don't want to be in the seat of rebellion. So I made myself be friendly. I made myself, even though I'm a friendly person, but I made myself like open up, because I can just be good with just us. I really could, and they know I'm so serious. Like I really could have been good with just us, but then God said, "And there's more." And so, how do I receive the more? I have to open up and receive the more. So I was definitely gonna be the one that's like, "Backseat me, please."
That's so good, and I'm glad you said all of that too. Like you can literally feel all that as you're releasing out of your mouth, because that's true. Like when we've set up walls, gates, guards, or anything, like not only does it stop us from getting hurt, but not only does it keep the bad things out, but it keeps the good things from getting in.
Yeah.
And so like we trying to preserve ourselves and guard ourselves, but then you also keeping out what God is sending that's meant to be good for you.
The help.
Yeah, the help. So like we'll be on one end, because it puts a void in you almost too when you walk like that, because it's like, you know that it's more people that I'm supposed to reach, it's more people that I'm supposed to touch, but they can't touch me because I don't want other stuff to touch me. And so like when you get lonely, you feel the void, but it's like really I'm trying to fill it with your purpose.
Jesus.
So purpose is it fills the void and it brings fulfillment. So like if you shutting yourself down to where you can't walk into purpose, then especially when you walk in the prophetic, and a lot of us are prophetic, then now there's this level of, you can experience depression, you can experience a whole lot of things because I'm unfulfilled and I'm not in my purpose.
Yes.
But it's because like you were saying how I've been hurt, and so like now my perception is off. And again, it's caused me to guard myself, but it's also causing me not to walk in purpose. So like I'm glad that you had put that out there, because we all like walking like for real, like you'll think, if you really talk to a person that you think is really strong, you'll realize they really walking themselves through hard stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, and I think we all get to a place where we having to tell ourselves, keep going.
Yes.
Don't shut down. Don't shrink back. Keep going a little further. And then when people see you doing it, and then they'll speak to, okay, when you did this, it blessed me. And then now it's like fuel, not like an ego booster, but it's like, oh, I just helped. I helped someone else. And so now I got to keep going, because if I stop, then who am I stopping from? So,
No, that's good. It just made me think, it made me think, like, even thinking back to like the old place that I once was in, something on my hand.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Something that you put on there. Oh, yep. But yeah, the old place that I once was in, like Tiffany said, like wanting to shrink back, but knowing that God calling you to more. I remember the Lord saying, because our church is friendly. They're so lovable. I'm just like, God, Then they done been friendly before in the other place. Like, but God is like, why don't you let it work for your good? Ooh. Like, you want to shrink back, but why don't you let it work together? Like, even if something come up and I'm like, ooh, it's a trigger, because like, you're calling it a trigger. I'm not calling it a trigger. Like, you allow for the old wounds to come back up, and I already healed you from that. But you don't even know that it's working for your good. Like, you don't even know that I got you in this place right now, because you don't know what's coming. Like, oftentimes we see what's right here, what's right in our face. But, God's like, I'm trying to pull you forth to more and better, but you just still stuck right there. So just allowing for God to even take the blinders off my eyes. Like, all right, God, this is not a trigger. I'm not calling it that anymore. Like, this is good. So this is good. Like you said, like talking yourself.
Yes.
Like, this is good. This is going to be good. This is helping me. This is building me. Like, I love it.
Doing there though. So triggers, right, is of the flesh.
Yes.
Right? It's off of our own strength, because it's old hurts and things that we still have bottled up in us, right? So it's now kind of taking root. But if we actually take time to heal and let God heal us, right? And we allow Him to do a thing, then that's when discernment comes in. So now you're not looking at it as triggers. You are leaning on Him to give you the signs of and don't go that way, and not that one. Not off of past hurts. Oh, I remember how this was, because everybody's not going to show up. It may appear to be the same, but it can't be the same thing. But if you shield yourself from that because you got triggered, you may be missing your blessing.
That's true. So good.
Yeah.
And also too, whenever you was talking about all of us are healing and all of us are walking through things. Even when we came, I was at CTC first, but when the girls came, it was like, oh, they bond so tight. They, like they were watching us.
Yes.
And it was almost like, shoot, they don't know.
They don't even know.
It was so God, but you could tell like God was covering us, like, you know, and He was letting them see the God friendship that we destined to continue to have and grow with us. And it was like, okay, let me show how friendship can be. Let me show how, you know, godly connects can just come back around and work for your good. Let me show that, and I'll handle what need to be handled on the back end. And it was God like just walking us through different things. Like, all right, this week we're gonna deal with this. All right, this week we're gonna deal with that. For real. This week we're gonna tackle this. It's almost literally like a marriage. Like, wait a minute. Even though, like, hey, like, I'm sick of going through this. I'm so sick of this. Like, I just be like, just don't worry about it.
Disclaimer, it's always them.
Whoa. Man, don't you just love how God has a way of just getting you and checking you and getting you back in place? Because He knows how to deal with each and every single one of us when we out of line.
Absolutely.
And He does. And when you was talking about friendship, like, not only that, but it's an opportunity to show that you can have very close relationships in ministry. Because to some people it's intimidating because you think like, oh, well, it's cliquish and people just, they don't want me in their circle. And it's not that. It's not that at all. It's more so that there is history. There is, like, we've watched each other's children come into the earth, and children, dogs, husbands, divorces, miscarriages. Like, we've done life. And so, like, literally when you were saying it's like a marriage, like, no, for real, there's so many intertwinings there. And not saying, like, you know, some people call it a stronghold, but I really think that there is a blessing in having those type of friendships that can last a very long time. Healthy. And healthy does not mean no disagreements. Healthy does not mean you ain't getting on my nerves. And healthy does not mean I'm not talking to you this week because I want to talk. But it means being emotionally intelligent enough to have hard conversations and then pull it back in and honor the God in each other. And so, like, that's another thing, because people fall out in church, in friendships, and then you don't think that you can recover. But this is living testimony. Not that we even fell out, but just certain things that happen that try to bring about division. But when it's divine, and it's always going to come back together because it was destiny from the start. And so, but even if you're watching this and you may see a group of girls or a group of men or whatever in the church, like, ask them, you know, I love the way that you guys fellowship. Like, I long for something like that. It doesn't have to be a thing where it's like who they think they are. Like, no, like, we go through real life stuff too. But we're willing to tell you, like, okay, you really want to know how you have friendships that last 10, 15 plus years in ministry. Like, it's work. It's work. So, like, I'm just shedding light on that because people experience church and stuff like that with friendships within the church, and it doesn't have to be the end. Like, the Bible say, if you offended, you're supposed to go to your brother and sister in love. So, like, you don't have to be a experience where now I have to leave this friendship because something happened in church. Like, anyway, I ain't gonna get into all that, but, like, just being able to have the hard conversation. That's how we did this.
I have a question.
I gotta go ahead because mine was funny, but go ahead. Still. Like, you was being serious, and I'm like,
I was being serious, but okay. Do y'all think, or do you believe, is there a word? Because back me up on this, okay? If there is a word in the script for this. That we have to be friends with everyone in the church.
No.
The Bible says,
show yourself friendly, right?
Show and to walk in love. So that means for my brothers and my sisters, I love them, I honor them, I respect them.
Right.
But you can choose who gets to be in your inner court, in your close-knit circle. So then you have, like, with Jesus, Like even he had the 3. He had the 3. He had the 12, and then he had the 3. It was things he did all together with the 12, and it was things that he took the 3 up to do.
Right.
And then it was more than 12. I think it was like 140. I think it was. But then it was certain things that the 140 had privilege to enter. But saying all of that, like who you let into your inner courts is up to you.
Yeah.
But as long as you respecting and loving and doing the word with everybody. Now, if somebody, you got to draw a line. Like you can draw a line with a person without being rude or nasty or slanderous or whatever. You just know, like, okay, there's a distance that I have to have here. When we did the group camp with Prophetess Dion Disney, y'all check her out. Her growth camps.
Growth camp.
Yes. She taught us, like, it's some people who get to be, like, right here on the front row. And then there's some people that's going to be in the balcony. Like, you get to choose who get what seats.
Right.
And so, like, that's just you guarding yourself. You don't have to have everybody in all of your business at all times.
It was more so for the people, just for ones who's kind of trying to see, like, oh, do I have to? No, you don't have to hang out with them outside of church.
You don't. And don't let nobody tell you that you need to be with everybody. I'm saying, I'm ask God. No, I'm not.
And what was your funny?
Oh, you thought I was going to forget. But let's go back a little bit, Tanisha. Because you said that not talking to me for a whole week.
I don't think I ever did that to anybody.
You did that time. No. Because I wish you would be mad for a whole week.
I would.
You got 5 minutes.
I ain't even mad.
Nah, 30
Give me a day.
A day without
And I'm gonna call you.
So I don't call you, you call me.
Either one. We gonna talk though. But you already know. We gonna talk. I'm calling you. I'm calling you.
Week.
But I'm just saying, like, it don't been times we don't went longer, not.
Well, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, some people might take a week. Some people be mad or be mad.
Yeah.
They know I'm
mad.
mad.
Yeah.
I tell them I'm mad.
No, it's like instant snap mode. Like,
She's like, alright.
I legit be like, I don't want to talk right now.
yeah.
But then we're also learning too now that when you don't want to talk, let's just give her respect. Remember, we kept calling her that day.
Yeah. She was like, bro, I literally.
I just said.
I don't want to talk.
She really is mad.
Yeah.
She really do.
That's because y'all not used to be being mad.
We're not.
No, because she's a positive one. So
At all
She
times.
is.
why?
Literally.
Look, out of all people, why is she mad?
Right.
Like, she ain't got a right to be mad. Acting so positive.
Let me be mad for my day.
I'm with her.
Turn this into a positive, why don't you?
She'll be turn other people's negatives to positive.
Right.
Moving on.
Carrying on.
So I know we talked a lot about the positive outcomes of church experience. So, Tiffany, what would you say we can all speak from this, I believe.
Okay.
What is a positive thing that you are now embracing in this new place?
We thank you for watching part 1 with us. Stay tuned for part 2.
In a room, come in a room, yeah.